right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm looking at all right. All right. Good morning, everybody. So today is class restore. I'm clenching your toes. and then spread your toes. Again, so everything sounds like clenching your toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend, and then one more time. Flex, grip. So you're activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. So activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. So activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. So activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. Activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. Activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. Activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. Sounds like clenching your toes, and then extend from here. And then one more time. Push the flex, toes down, except your big toe. Activating the plantar fascia here, contracting those toes. That big toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the ground. So sorry, big outside your other foot in front. Bring that big toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the ground. So sorry, big lower the heel. So again, lift your back heel up, outside your other foot in front. Bring that big toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the ground. So sorry, big lower the heel. So again, lift your back heel outside your other foot in front. Bring that big toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the ground. So sorry, big lower the heel. So again, lift your back heel outside your other foot in front. Bring that big toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the ground. So sorry, big lower the heel. So again, lift your back heel outside your other foot in front. Bring that big toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the ground. So sorry, big lower the heel. So again, lift your back heel outside your other foot in front. Toe on the floor, and then your four toes on the Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, okay. So transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. So face the other direction. Alright, again, hold on to something that's nearby. That's not going to topple over. Alright, so transition to the second side. push down and release. Sorry, you guys. This is technology at its best right here. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. This is technology at its best right here. Scrubbing side to side. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. Now take the ball underneath the forefoot. This is technology at its best right here. Scrubbing side to side. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. Now take the ball underneath the forefoot. Technology at its best right here. Scrubbing side to side. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. This is technology at its best right here. Scrubbing side to side. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. This is technology at its best right here. Scrubbing side to side. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. This is technology at its best right here. Scrubbing side to side. And move it side to side, right to left, right to left. All right, so push down and release. Sorry, you guys. This is technology at its best right here. Grip the ball, so you're going to try to squeeze the ball like you could pick it up. And then release. And then again, you'll push and flex those feet. Working? You fixed it? Good. Maybe music would be great. I don't know if they hear it. I don't mean to. But that's the next part. Okay, good. And then release. And then again. Squeeze. And release. One more time. Squeeze. And release. Good. So now, squeeze your 4 toes, and then big toe lifts. Extremely hard, isn't it? This for me. Okay, so you squeeze your 4 toes, and then you lift your big toe. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Lift, lift. Good. And then from here. So we'll bring the big toe against the ball, and now your 4 toes are on the floor. Okay? So the first thing you'll do is you'll push that big toe into the floor. So push into the ball, sorry, and then release. And then again, push that big toe into the floor, and the ball, rather, and release. And then one more time, push the big toe into the ball, push, 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 and release. All right, so last one, we'll bring your left foot or outer foot forward and lift your back heel, like you're going to take a step, and then back. And again, push. So again, your 4 toes are on the ground, and the big toe is against the ball. And then you lift your back heel. All right, so again, that's the push-off. Face here. A couple more times. Lower, one more time, and then we'll roll up and down the ball. Good. Release. So step back and bring that foot on the ball, and here just roll up and down. And this is kind of good to do, but I think what we did before is more important. Okay, so like this is the stuff you probably do on your own if you do it, like rolling up and down, right? But the other stuff, getting into those different areas of the foot, really helpful. All right, check it out. So here, I'm gonna move back up, and I'll just show you one thing that you can work on. It's called short foot. And short foot is to, again, activate, lift the arch. So you'll stand both feet evenly grounded, okay? And you imagine that your heel and your toes are moving closer. So you're activating, so your foot is getting shorter. That's why it's called short foot. All right, so push the feet into the floor, and then actively, see if you can actively drag the heels towards the toes. Okay, and then release, and we'll do this a couple more times. So again, see if you can drag the heel to the toes to the heels. So as you push the mounds of your feet down, so you don't want to like clench with your feet, but you want to imprint the toes. Okay, and then release, and then one more time. So again, push, so pull heel to toes, and then release. Good. Let's lie down to your back. Okay, so let's lie down. And that was a lot on the feet, but I figure it's probably something you don't usually do. So I wanted to spend time, and for those of you who've been in my classes before, I'm sure you missed that. All right, so let's extend your left leg and then grab behind your right thigh. Okay, so one, by holding behind the thigh, you're allowing your hip flexors to let go, okay?
So I'm just gonna do circles with the ankles, and we're gonna go out and around first. So you're gonna go 10 times, out, around, and 3. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we'll reverse it. 10, so going to the inside now. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we'll flex and point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, switch leg. So left leg in and grab behind your thigh again, so the hip flexor doesn't have to hold that leg in that shape. All right, so you can give yourself some support here, and then outside circles. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now we go inside for 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now we're going to flex and point 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. From here, hug the knees into your chest. All right. And bring your legs straight up to the sky. And you can bring your arms by your side with your palms facing up. And let's just bend the knees and straighten the knees. All right, so bend. So we're opening the back of the legs here, driving the heels up. Bend and straight. Again, bend and straight. And bend, straight. Just 4 more here. Bend, straight. Last 3. And straight. We got 2 more. All right, and then 1 more. And lower the feet down. Good. Keep your palms facing up and the feet about 6 bones apart. Let's work on pelvic tilts. So super easy. You're just going to tilt your tailbone up and down. So it's not a full bridge for now. We're just rocking the pelvis. So tailbone lifts up, feel your low back flatten, and then drop the tailbone down. Again, tilt the tailbone up and down. Again, tilt. And feel that low belly activate, right? When you scoop that tailbone in. Release. We'll do 4 more. Tilt. Release. Last 3. Release. We got 2 more. And then 1 more. And release. Now bring the feet the width of the mat so they're wider than your hips. Okay? And here we'll just bring the knees over to the right. Squeezing that top leg glute here. And then back to center, and then to your left side. Okay, so just moving side to side. Okay, to the right. And to the left. Pushing the feet down into the floor, right, as you come to center. And then roll to the edges of your feet as you rotate. Push down and rotate. Okay, so see if you can make this start from the feet, moving up the hips and up the spine. Again, to the left. Come back to center. And then 1 more time each way to the right. Come to center. And then 1 more time to the left. And then bring it to center. Bring your feet about hip width again. Keep your arms on the floor. Take your right leg across in figure 4. Okay? And float your left foot. But don't use the arms. Yep. So flexing that right ankle. Dorsiflexing that right ankle. So you're pulling the toes to your shin bone. Think of pushing the top of your right thigh to the front. And just hold the shape. So it's a little more active than the way we usually do that figure 4 stretch. You're going to hold the legs in that same shape. 1 more breath here. And then release the foot, uncross the leg, second side. Okay, so it's the figure 4 static hold. So again, lift your right foot off the floor and remind that left thigh to push out. Dorsiflex that left foot. And again, we're not using the arms here. Just want you to focus on the legs, so we're opening up the hips a little bit here. Okay, one final breath here. Maybe bring the right leg a little closer to you. And we'll get a little deeper in the hips a little bit later. Okay, and then slowly release. All right, so from here, let's actually bring your arms to your side. We'll get into a bridge here. And bring your palms to face down. So we're just gonna lift your arms overhead as you roll up into a bridge. Inhaling. And then as you exhale, you'll roll the spine down and then you bring your arms back to your side. All right, let's do this a few more times. So again, rise up, float your arms, articulate your spine, tailbone reaching to your knees. Roll on down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, push the feet into the ground. So then that's your starting place here. Then roll up your spine, sweep your arms overhead. And then roll down from the top of your spine to the bottom. And just 2 more rounds like this. So again, push down, roll your spine, tailbone, low back, thoracic, up. Activating the feet into the floor. Maybe think short foot here. And then lower all the way down. And then one more time here. Roll your spine all the way up. Inhaling, sweep the arms back, knuckles back and down. And then exhale, lower all the way down. All right, so let's go into rotation, and it's thoracic rotation. So the way we'll do these, and I'll face this direction so you'll see, you bend your hips at 90 degrees, you bend your knees at 90 degrees. Bottom arm is in front of you, and your top hand is on top of your hand, right? So both hands are together. Okay, so without losing that 90-90, you'll open the top arm back, and then you come back to center. So we'll do this 4 times and then hold. So again, open, and then back to center. Again, open the top arm, keeping those hips stacked, knees stacked. Come to center, and then last one, we'll just hold. And that bottom shoulder may not, that top shoulder, sorry, may not hit the floor. Aim in this direction though. Keep reaching the fingertips away from each other. And maybe turn the head. Okay, one more breath. And then release. Top hand means the bottom hand. Come back to center and switch side. All right, so drop your knees over to the opposite side. And then the bottom arm is extended. Top hand is on top. And then from here, we'll open the top arm. And this is one of those positions, those exercises that is very easy to see which side is more constricted. Okay, so you'll know like the pecs, also the rotation, the ability to rotate, which one feels better. All right, and then last one, we'll hold the arm, maybe turn your head here on the mat. Just one more breath, melt the chest towards the floor, the shoulder. All right, and then we'll come back to center. All right, so bring your knees back up. All right, so still working that thoracic spine here in a different way. Okay, so let's bring your hips up. So you're going to be in a bridge. Take your arms overhead, up to the ceiling, sorry. Interlace the last 3 fingers, thumbs, index together. And here we'll reach the arms to the back. And then bring your arms up. Again, reach your arms back. Like a pull over. And then back up. Again, pull over. Reach the arms back. And center, and then one more time, reach the arms overhead. And then all the way up. Lower your hips. And bring your arms straight out into a T. All right. So here, legs together. So we did the rotation. We started from the rotated position. We went to open. And here we're just going to do the reverse. So we'll start facing up. Feet together, knees together to start. And we'll bring your knees over to your right side. Hovering the bottom knee of the floor. And then back to center. Exhale, over to your left side. And then again, to your right side. So rotating. And then all the way over to your left side. And then you'll pause as you inhale. And then up and over to the right side. Exhaling. Inhale, hover, maybe even stretch your left leg, your top leg. Bring it back to center. Over to your left side as you exhale. And then hover here, melt the right shoulder down, maybe stretch the right leg across. You don't have to, that's an option here. Then bring it back to center, and then over to your left leg reaches across, reach, bend, rotate to your left, reach the leg across, then bring it back to center. Okay, now bring your left leg up. You're going to keep that left leg lifted. Okay, knees together. And let's revolve towards the right side 4 times. Bring it back to center. Again, to your right side. So also getting a little IT band stretch here. Outer hamstring. Back to center. And if it's too much, simply bend both knees. Rotate. Come to center. And then one more time. All the way over to the right. Keep your knees pinned together. And back to center. Switch leg. Right leg up. Again, knees close together. Squeeze the inner thighs in. Revolve towards your left. Keep reaching the right leg across. Bring it up to center. Again, to your left. Rotate as you exhale. And back to center. 2 more. Rotate left. Back to center, and then one last time to your left, and all the way back to center. Bend your knees, roll yourself up. Good. All right, so let's move on to hands and knees. So we'll neutralize the spine with a little cat-cow. I'll do a little bird dog to awaken the back body here. Ignite the back body, and then moving on here. All right, so starting on all fours, hips stacked over your knees, shoulders over wrists. On your exhale, press and round. So press the shin bones down, draw your tailbone down, draw your chin down, and then inhale, and then arch, melt your chest. Okay, again, round back, and then inhale, keeping your arms straight. Just one more time here. So we're not going to spend a lot of time here. Just want to kind of neutralize the spine from what we've done so far. And then melt your chest, arch, and then neutral. Take your right arm and then your left leg. So that's called bird dog, opposite arm to leg raise. From here, we'll bring the right elbow to your left knee 3 times. Inhale, extend. Pause here. Take the right arm to the right, the left leg to the left. Bring it back to center. Again, elbow to knee. This is 2. Press and round. Inhale, lengthen. Then bring your arm to the right, your left leg to the left. Back to center. One more time. So we're activating the back body here. We're also activating the glute as you take the left leg to the side. Good. To the left side. Bring it back to center. Lift and hold. You can stay here or bend your left knee, right arm around, see if you can grab the foot. If you grab that foot, your shoulders square, push your shin bone back, ribs in, so you're stretching your hip flexors, psoas here, and quadricep. Firming that right hip into the midline. active leg, pushing back into your hand. One more breath. And then slowly release the foot. From here, bring both hands down. We'll bring your left hand slightly forward. Take your right arm up to the sky. And let's thread the needle. Bring that right arm underneath your left. Ouch. And then rest the right shoulder down. Okay, so thread the needle. Create space between your right ear, your right shoulder. And even come up on your left fingertips if you can. If you'd like, you'll extend the left leg. Maybe take your left arm up to the sky. And for today, gently rotate your arm and see if you can grab hold of your right inner thigh, or maybe just rest your hand in your back. And then maybe even float your left leg. Why not? Let's be crazy. Hold the leg. Roll the left shoulder back. Take that bind, you do that. We will get into pecs as well very soon, but just that initial stretch here. Good. And then release. If you have a half bind, bring the top arm up, set it down, knee down, and unwind. All right. Second side. Okay. So, starting on your all four position, we'll take your left arm and then your right leg. So again, that's your bird dog. Actively contract your right glute, lift that leg up, and then squeeze your left hip into the midline. Bring your left elbow to your right knee, contracting to your core. On your inhale, extend. Then bring your arm and leg away from one another. Again, back to center. Inhale, exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. And then out to the side. Center. Inhale. One more time. Elbow to knee. Contract into your core. Inhale, extend. Arm and leg move out to the side. Inhale, back to center. And set it down. Good. So bringing your right hand slightly in front. Bring your left arm up. Oh, I forgot one thing. Up. Rewind. We're here. Rewind. Did you rewind yet? Okay. Bend your knee and then grab hold of the foot. At least I remembered. Could be worse. I could have forgotten it altogether. All right, so squeeze your left hip in, then push your shin bone back. Open the chest. And if it gets to be too much, you can on your wrist, you could always drop your elbows on this one. All right, and then release. Now, bring it down. Bring your right hand slightly forward, left arm up to the sky. And let's reach that arm underneath your right for thread the needle, okay? We'll go in this direction here, all right? And then right away, if you'd like, come up on your right fingertips and extend your right leg. So it's up to you. You can float your right leg, you can keep the right foot on the floor. Then bring your top arm up. And then internally rotate the arm bone, bend your elbow, and see if you can grab hold of your thigh. Maybe you're just resting the hand in your back. And then roll the right shoulder up. So the pelvis stays level on this one. See if you can get some thoracic rotation. And obviously working our balance if your leg is lifted. Otherwise, bring your foot on the floor and roll the chest up. Or you can keep both knees down, okay? Last breath here. And then release your mind. Bend your knees, set it down. Place your hand down, press on up. All right. And way back onto hands and knees. All right. So stay on your knees, okay? And we'll come into static back extension. Cold. There we go. So, from here. So we'll be on hands and knees. And you'll walk your hands out a little bit further, okay? Just gonna walk it out. Then you're going to drop down onto your elbows. So your elbows are actually in front of your shoulders now. And then you'll, like hitchhiker, you're gonna bend your four fingers, but your thumbs are up, okay? Like this, okay? So you're in this position. And then from here, you'll start to shift your hips forward ever so slightly. You'll pull your shoulder blades together and you'll drop your chin. So we're activating your T-spine here, your thoracic spine. So chin is down, your back is flat, right? So there's no rounding. You let your shoulder blades draw in towards one another. And at the same time, you have an imaginary strap around your wrists and you're pushing out into that imaginary strap. Okay, so you're pushing out as you draw your shoulder blades towards one another. And one last thing, it's okay on this one to let your belly drop, like let it hang. So we're activating the posterior chain, your spine, your erector spinae muscle, all these muscles that wrap around your spine. Right between your shoulder blades, just one more breath. Do let your head relax and actively push out into that imaginary band around your wrists. And then from here, slowly release that work and come on up. Okay. So again, that was the, it's called static back extension, and it really reminds your spine to be erect rather than collapsing, right? There's that reminder that the spine is, you know, in lengthened position and turns on those muscles to keep your spine in that position. So from here, let's move on. So have your two balls handy because we're going to go right into this. Before we do this, I'll go into downward facing dog. Okay, so just push back, and if you don't want to do dog, you can go back on all fours or you can take a child's pose. But here, wrap your triceps around the bone, roll those triceps towards the floor, and then free up your neck. So feel that your neck is in a happy place. If it's not in a happy place, can you, again, find that strong rotation in your arms, squeezing your arms to straight, so the neck is even on four sides. And it's just being traction, so your whole spine is being tractioned. Then draw those ribs in towards one another and then tilt your sits bones higher, so creating more space. So could you look at this as a way to make your spine longer, right? So this is one of the purpose of doing this pose is to put your spine under traction, right? One more breath here. And let's shift into plank. And now we're going to bring the right foot outside of your right hand. So I call this spider lunge. Okay. So we're going to work in that spider lunge position. And here we'll take the right arm towards the front of the room. Okay. And then from here you're going to rotate towards the ceiling. Okay. So you're rotating your arm bone up. And here we'll bring the right arm back. And then you'll sweep it around again. So to the front. First, you reach to the front and then rotate your spine up. The right arm is overhead. And then lower the arms, circle. One more time. So up. Rotate up. So feel the shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, rotate out and up. Looking up, or you can look sideways or down. And then here, roll onto the pinky edges of both feet and lower your arm down. Okay, so releasing into the glute here as well. Lean back. And then bring the right hand back down. Step the right foot back. And find again downward facing dog. So Recommit to straight arms, squeezing the lower arms in towards one another, pressing firmly into the thumbs, index. Then feel the triceps spinning down. So lock the shoulder blades strongly and then push back. Keeping the core engaged, the ribs in. And feel the sides of your body getting longer. And we'll take the left foot forward. So look forward, left foot outside your left hand. And then from here, we'll take the left arm to the front. Okay, and then you'll start to rotate up. Then bring your left arm up. Then bring it down to the front. So sweep. And then again, bicep by your ear, rotate to the left. Then bring your arm up. And again, sweep it forward. One more time. To the front, reach. And down. So next time you come down, roll onto the pinky edges of your feet. And let your hip hover a little closer. So adding a little hip stretch here as well. Lean the left shoulder back. Good. One more breath. And then slowly release. Step your left foot back. Okay. And drop to your knees and find your ping balls. Okay. So now, with the ping balls, now say you don't have a ping ball, but you have a foam roller, you're welcome to do thoracic roll on the foam roller. If you don't have balls or a roller, let's see. you can take a coffee break. All right, so find your 2 ping balls, or if you have tuna balls, or if you have tennis balls, that would work. They're a little hollow, so it's not the same feel. Ideally, you want something with a little give, right? So lacrosse balls would work, but I would say they're really hard. So probably something with more give. So we'll have the 2 ping balls, or your 2 balls, and place them between your shoulder blades. So right around there, okay? So right in the mid back. Another thing when we get to these exercises is, especially with this first one with the thoracic, the balls underneath the thoracic spine, you could elevate your head, so you could put like a towel, or if you have a block or a book or a small pillow, sometimes that helps to make the exercise a little easier, okay? So to get into that position, I like to just be on my back first, and then I'll bring the 2 balls side by side. I roll to the side, and then I find the right place for the ball. So they're right in that mid back, all right? So right between the shoulder blades. So again, notice if the neck gets cranky here. If it is, I would elevate it with, again, towel or anything underneath your head. Okay? And first off, just settle. And let's do that. So you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together, the knees wide. So that's Supta Baddha Konasana, the bound angle. Okay? So just take a few moments to breathe here. And maybe observe sensation right in that mid-back. One more breath. Allow the shoulder heads to drop down. Good. Then we'll bring the knees back up. All right. Then lift your hips a tiny bit. Then stretch your tailbone towards your heels ever so slightly, so you feel the low back is pretty neutral, right? So you don't want to hyper extend, turn on the extensors in your low back here. So reminding the tailbone to lengthen, right? So sometimes lifting your hips, lengthening the tailbone out helps to keep the low back more neutral, okay? And here we'll take your arms up to the sky. So the first thing you'll do, we'll reach the fingertips up. So as you reach your fingertips up, visualize your shoulder blades broadening out to the side, right? So you're increasing the space between your blades. And then on your exhale, you'll draw your arm bones down, and then you'll pin the shoulder blades towards one another, just like when we're doing the static back extension in the beginning on your knees and forearms. So again, reach your arms up, broaden your blades, and then draw the shoulder blades together, contracting those rhomboids, and then find neutral. And then here, grab across the arms, and then grab hold of your shoulder blades in the back. And here, little roll side to side. So just allow a little movement, right to left. Okay, reach the arms up, switch the crossing of the arms. Same thing, other shoulder blade, and little sway side to side. The next thing you'll do is reach your arms up, okay, and then we'll reach your arms overhead. Then bend your elbows. You can even bring the fingertips on the floor, and then circle the arms around again. Again, arms overhead. And then bring your arms down and around. One more time. Arms up. And then circle the arms down and around. Good. Bring your hands behind your head. So lacing the fingertips behind your head. Okay? And then from here, we're just going to curl up. So you're going to crunch, draw those ribs in and down, and go back and over the ball. Okay, a little crunch, and release. And then one more time, crunch up, and release. Now hover the head off the floor a few inches, and here you're going to side bend, right to left. So again, to the right and to the left. One more time each way. Side bend right, draw the ribs, pelvis closer together. And to your left, bring it back to center. Lift your hips a tiny bit and roll up and down. Just a couple times here. Up and down. And one more. Up and down. Lower your hips. Lower your head. Roll to your side. And now pick up the balls. Oops, where are they? There, okay. And lay all the way down. Okay, a little breather here. So we're going to one more position here. So we were between the shoulder blades here. So the next thing we'll do is place the two balls so apart from the spine, but now right at the top, so top medial shoulder blade, meaning the inner shoulder blade. Okay, so we'll start right here. So kind of right the base of the neck, below your neck, but in the same line. Okay, so again, for that position, first you lie down, then you lift your head, and then place those two balls and rest your head down. So for this one, do not elevate your head on a block or anything else. Okay, you don't need to. All right, and then rest your arms by your side. And same thing, just take a moment to find a sense of comfort in this position. And it's not easy because you're putting those foreign bodies on your own body, and the body may be like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? So first you kind of tell your body, your muscles here, that it's okay. So you breathe, take a moment to settle. And the next thing we'll do here is we'll reach your arms up. Okay? So arms straight up to the ceiling, and we're just going to do little back shoulder rolls here. So you're going to roll one arm and the other arm, shoulder, back. So you're digging into tissues here. Okay? And this is trapezius, so upper trapezius, which for many of us is highly charged. Right? So daily life, stress can definitely ignite those muscles more than they need to. So this is one way to restore more pliability, space in that tissue here. Okay, so that's the first thing here you'll do. The second thing is you'll reach your arms and then you'll move the arms side to side. So you can do any movement here with the arms. So you're visualizing that you can move that ball around. So because you don't move the ball around, you move the arms around to kind of simulate that you're wringing the tissue, right? And then here you can stay. Should you want more, you could elevate your hips, right? And then maybe if your hips are elevated, you can start to move the ribs, the shoulders from side to side. Okay? So any movement here, just releasing into that trapezius muscle. Okay, one more breath. Exhale fully. And release all the way down. Good. Okay, last thing we'll do here for that upper back is have the two balls in your hands, and then you'll lace the fingertips so you'll cradle those balls in hands. Then you'll bring the balls right at the base of your skull, top of your neck. Okay? A lot of hair makes this more challenging, by the way, and then bring it down, okay? So sometimes, like I'll do this with a block, you can elevate your head on the block here, because don't know what props you have, I'm just making it more simple, okay? So this is, again, trapezius, right, where it inserts on the occipital bones, right, the base of your skull. So the first movement you'll do is give yourself a little traction. So you're pulling, so like you're lifting the balls higher. And then drop your chin down ever so slightly. And here we're just going to move the head from right to left. So very simple here. Moving to the right and to the left. And then back to center. And now nod the head up and down. And again, very small motions here. No yanking. Pause again. And here we'll make a lengthwise figure 8 or the infinity sign. So you're just going to turn from side to side, go up and over, to the other side, up and over. Okay, one more time. And next time you come to your right side, you'll pause. And then drop your chin down and make some very small circles one direction. Then other direction. Pause again, drop your chin down, maybe give it a little lift. And to the second side, turn your head left. And here, circle the head one direction. And the other direction. Okay. Pause again and drop your chin down, and maybe with the ball lift up ever so slightly. Relax your jaw, the muscles of your face, and then bring it back to center. Again, lift the skull up, drop your chin, and then remove the balls, let your head drop down. Okay, so let's have the balls side by side. Keep your head on the floor here, lift your hips, and let's place the balls underneath your sacrum. Okay, so we work the top. We're going to focus a little bit on the base here. So I'm just going to do a couple things here with the ball. The first one is just the sacrum release. Then we'll do a little glute roll, and then I want to finish with a strap today, okay? So first off, shoulders drop. And here, remember the tilts, we did those before. You're going to tilt your tailbone up and allow the tailbone to melt back down. So just two more like this. So having the ball under the sacrum also affects the back, right? Because a lot of those fibers, the fascia of the back wrap right into that sacrum space. So for the sake of today's work, we're just doing the ball here. You could have the ball in the back, but just know you're affecting the low back here, the fascia of the back, with the ball in the sacrum. Okay, and then find neutral, and here just move the hips side to side. It's a little scrub, right to left. One more time, side to side, and then we come back to center. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, release. Lift your hips. Now the two balls will be like an 8, so stack them vertical, and let's place them to the right of your sacrum. And very easily here, we're just going to glide your hips to the left, come back to center. Okay, so we'll do something more superficial, and then I'll use the strap to finish. But right now, just loosening up a bit of the hips. Okay, of the glutes, sorry. And then bring it back to center. Just go back and forth, and maybe you start to drop that right knee down. So as you drop the right knee, shifting your hips left, you can allow the ball to roll all the way across, so deep in the glutes. Okay, one last time. Glide and drop the knee. Come on to center, lift your hips, take the ball to left of your sacrum, and then same thing, you'll shift your hips this time to the right, and then back center. And again, shift your hips to the right. Maybe start to drop the left knee down. Come back to center. So again, glide and drop. Twice more. Maybe slightly deeper. Maybe you can feel the ball start to penetrate deeper in the soft tissue as the body starts to let go. And then one more time. Glide and drop. Come back to center, remove the balls, and find your strap. Okay. So with the strap around the ball of your foot, you can have your left knee bent, left foot flat. So there's different ways to do this one. Again, left foot flat, knee bent. You can straighten your leg. You can also do this if you have a wall. You can press the down leg, the down foot into the wall to give you better anchor, okay? And we've worked on the feet in the beginning. So see if you can feel the stretch as well in your foot here. So walking your hands up the strap so you're not yanking down, but keeping your arms relaxed. Allow the chest to broaden right there. So the first thing you'll do here is you'll roll your ankle out, and then you'll roll your ankle in, like your foot in, right? So you just go back and forth. So you're also stretching into the calves here, hamstrings. But we're working on that foot eversion and inversion. All right, so just going back and forth and turning in, and then find neutral. Drive the heel higher, then bend your knee as you pull down on the ball of your foot. Getting a little more into the soleus here, deeper in the calf. And then re-straighten that right leg, press your leg up. So I'd like to go into the twist for this one, since we did twisting in the beginning, figure 4. So let's bring your straps into your left hand, and then internally rotate your whole leg. So not just the ankle here, but your whole thigh turns inward. Bring your right thumb in your right hip crease, and first bring the right leg across your midline towards your left shoulder, but keeping the hip down. So getting into the outer hamstring here, into the IT band, and also into the lateral part of your lower leg. that strong internal rotation of your leg. With your right thumb, give your right thigh a gentle push, and then bring your foot towards your shoulder even more. So again, looking for sensation. I'm stretching and not pain. So you gotta make the difference, the distinction between those two things. Then we'll continue moving in this direction. So we'll bend your left knee, keep your leg across, then shift your hips to the right ever so slightly so you can roll onto the outer left leg. Once you have that position, you'll bring your right leg all the way over to your left. And then your right thumb again, your right hip crease, you can give it a gentle push. So remember, we've done some twisting today, so that's why I'm bringing you to this shape to finish. And then you'll stretch your right arm towards the right side, rolling the right shoulder, head down. You can also bend your right elbow and come into a cactus shape. And then push the pinky edge of that left foot firmly into the floor. So if you're at the wall, that left foot would be pressing at the wall. Then the root of that right thigh would be moving towards the wall, right? So it's the direction. And ideally, you want your pelvis to be vertical to the floor on this one, perpendicular to the floor. Actively push the ball of your foot into the strap. And just one more deep breath. And slowly exhale. From here, bend your right knee, remove the strap. Go ahead and center the pelvis here, and let's come into thread the needle. So the one we did in the beginning, but this one you'll grab either behind your thigh, above your shin bone. Hug in. Use the right elbow to gently push the thigh open. So getting deep into those glutes here. And we'll just finish with the opposite side. And if you'd like here, you can even roll very slowly from right to left. So releasing into that sacrum again, that lumbar region. Okay, hug in. And switch leg. All right, so uncross the right. Take the ball of your foot into the strap, the left ball of your foot into the strap. And again, that position here, you can keep your right leg bent, especially if you're a little more restricted in your hamstrings. That would be a perfect option here. Otherwise, you'll straighten the leg, and if you're at the wall, you're pushing that right foot into the wall. Walking your hands up the strap so your arms are straight, collarbones open, and there's minimal effort holding on to the strap. Okay, and actively reach the heel. And the first thing you'll do is you'll rotate the ankle in and out. Okay, and just make it at the ankle. So just like we're doing in the beginning with a ball, right? I had you invert and evert, so this is the same thing you're doing. So you're rolling out, and then you're rolling in, and you're actually using the strap here, right? So you can kind of use the hands on the strap to pull you in those two directions. All right, and just one more time. And then pause. Okay, pull down into the strap, reach the heel, and then bend your left knee slightly, and then drive the heel higher. So stretching now deeper in the calf, stretching that soleus muscle. Okay, and then we'll straighten your leg again. This time we'll take your straps into your right hand. And now from your thigh, you'll turn your whole leg inward, right? So now you're internally rotating your leg. So the first one is just bring the leg across your midline towards your right, thumb in your left hip crease, and you can just gently push the left thigh away from you. And then from here, we'll bend your right knee. And then you'll shift your hips to the left. Now take the legs all the way over to your right side. Okay, so same thing. If you have that need to use that thumb in your hip crease, you'll give it a gentle push. If you have the wall, you're pushing actively your right foot into the wall, your left upper thigh towards the wall, and the leg towards the shoulder, the right shoulder. Then once you have that space, so your left waist is lengthened, you'll take the full twist, maybe even turning the head over to the left side. And really actively push into the strap. So this is great stretch for really the back, the IT band, hamstring, glute, you name it. So good thing to do on a regular basis. Actively push into the strap. One more breath. Deep inhale. Exhale fully. Then bend your right knee. Release the strap. Come back to center. Figure 4. Last stretch. So you'll bring the left foot across your right thigh. Either grab behind your right thigh or above your right shin bone. And then hug the leg in. So the closer you bring the leg in. Now, by the way, if you have a wall, like sometimes I'll do that when the wall, like I'll bring my hips to the wall and that foot is at the wall, and that's an awesome way to do that as well. But make sure you're warm before you do that because it's pretty deep. Left elbow pushing the thigh out. Okay, and if you did so on the other side, you want to gently roll side to side. And I would do this one slowly, and maybe notice when you shift over one side where you feel more stretch. When you shift to the other side, maybe a little less stretch. All right. And lastly, we come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And let's bring both legs out, one at a time. All right, in here, just move your legs in and out. Take your arms to your side. And then overhead, grab your left wrist, slide your left foot to the right. Just a side body stretch to finish, to the right side. Come to center, and then slide your left foot to the left. Then the right foot towards your left as you lean over to your left side. Bring it all the way back to center. Hug your knees in. All right. And make your way onto your side, coming up. And we are officially done. So thanks for joining. Again, feel free to give us feedback. Sorry about the technical and audio difficulties in the beginning. Have a great weekend. Thanks, you guys.